Peoples. Okay, so I received a word via the Bible app. I don't know if you all actually have the Bible app, but it sends like the verse of the day every day. And this one really stuck out to me. And I'm in the car, and I know Bishop T.D. Jakes started out in a storefront. This the car front church, okay? We in the car, and I need to tell you all how what I got from the Bible app on today has actually like touched me like the whole life, like for real. So the verse of the day per the Bible app comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 3, and this was the KJV version. When you got it, say amen. Amen. All right now. That's my congregational one today. Carfront Church. Ain't she cute? And the verse says, "He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction." Now, for those of you, the two of you that actually follow me and the one person in my congregation, you all already know my testimony is enough to drive anybody into humility. And humbleness helps to keep me from being judgmental of people in certain situations. And that humbleness actually comes from my own situation. When you out and you tend to see people who are going through some of the things that you know you've come out of, there's a level of humbleness that comes over you, whereas some people are quick to actually judge that person. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but, and maybe it's just me. Let me just put this back on me. I ain't never seen joy in a naysayer. So I heavily believe that those that do walk around here constantly putting their mouth on people are not happy people. I don't think that you should feel as though your life is thriving because you're talking about someone. And I also learned that if you shut up long enough, now shut up is in the Bibles of the Carfront Church. They in the pews. Yes, they are. And shut up is in the Bible. If you shut up long enough, you hear and see better. Y'all need me to say that again? Okay. If you shut up long enough, you hear and see better. Now I know that this is kind of hard for some of you to do. I ain't saying I completely mastered this, but I think that my testimony has been enough for me to learn when to close my mouth when certain things are taking place and observe. And let me help y'all understand how this go, because it take a grown person to do this. Understand what I'm saying? Just take a whole grown person. And the word in grown that I'm trying to give you is grow. It take a whole grown person to understand that just because you in a room doesn't mean you have to partake in every conversation that's in that room. Sometimes you have to grow enough to be grown enough to listen and observe. And here's the thing. You're going to hear a whole lot of truth indirectly. There's usually loopholes in conversations. You have that group of people that talk like car salesmen all the time. They fast talking you and to sell you on the next person's whole life story and ain't even been in the person's house. That's what I'm talking about. So you got to learn how to really have an ear for this type of stuff. And here's the thing that lets you know that you've grown into being grown. You don't feel the need to respond to everything that's being said in that room. Here's what happens when you tend to respond to everything being said in the room. You don't take it in the room when you leave. What you take is the offense that you felt while you were in the room. That's what goes home with you. And now your whole demeanor, your whole attitude, your whole life then changed right before your eyes, all because someone offended you based on what they said about somebody else. No, baby, that's not how that goes. You got to learn how to shut up while you in the room. Humble yourself. There's a saying, less is better. That don't just go for your junky house. That also goes for your mouth. So if you close your mouth while you in a room full of messy people, when you go home, what you just did when you go home, you've realized everybody's character isn't what you thought it was. Now your grown self gets to learn how to treat people accordingly. I will see you all next video.